What's up, you guys? I'm coming flying around the corner with a brand new video, and this time we're talking about how to line up that custom Honda Ruckus wheel and brakes so your wheel's centered and your brakes aren't rubbing. Very common question that I get. I did a little research and I didn't see any videos out there that explained any of this, so I think it's my role to make this video. Now, here at Rolling Wrench, my goal here is to make your life easier, whether it's through our products or these videos. So don't forget to do a spinning backflip onto the subscribe button and hit that little blue bell that's right on the side so you can get notified of new videos that come out. As you can see, I have everything laid out on the table, everything you're going to need to do this job. So I've got the caliper, the axle spacer kit with the brake spacers, the hardware, the bolts are attached here to the brake hanger. Then we've got our custom front wheel with the brake disc or rotor attached real loosely. So that's going to be step one. Attach this hand tight so that it moves around. Very important. Now let's go over the bike and I'll show you exactly what to do here. Step one is to start with a bare bones front end. Jacked up, ready to install the wheel. As you can see, this is an NCY front end. It doesn't matter if you have an NCY, RRGS, rolling wrench, it doesn't matter on the front end. The procedure is going to be the same. In order to make your front end work, you're going to need your brake caliper. This is a 4-piston. Some of them are 2-piston. Doesn't matter, same procedure. You have your brake hanger. That'll attach the actual caliper to the fork leg. You got your axle, all your hardware. 2 of these Allen bolts will attach the actual brake hanger to the fork leg, and the other 2 will attach to the brake caliper. Like I said, doesn't matter if you have a 2-piston or 4-piston. This procedure is going to be the same. Then most people buy a spacer kit like this one. This spacer kit consists of 2 spacers for the spacing out the caliper. You'll know what I mean in just a minute. And 2 spacers that are for the wheel. You'd think, in theory, that all you need to do is buy a spacer kit and you're golden. That's not the case. The reason why spacer kits don't work for all wheels are different, all spacing is different, and all hubs are different. There's multiple different hubs that you can get. So getting it to space correctly, perfectly the first time, kind of rare. I'm going to slowly slide this wheel in, making sure that I'm not nicking it up, hitting the side of the fork leg, things like that. I'm just going to let it sit, lean up against it real softly. Now, I'm going to grab my spacer kit, these. The long one's always going to go on the opposite side of the disc. And then, I've got my axle. So I'm going to loosen one side. So I'm going to slide my axle into the fork leg. Now we're on the opposite side of the disc brake, so the right side if you're sitting on the bike. You're always going to use the larger spacer on that side, so I'm just setting it there. Notice I can move the fork just by like this. My spacer fell off, but you can move it. So we'll do that. We're going to slide our axle through just like that, and then I can move this over slowly. The ultimate thing is you need to get the axle started with one spacer. The other side is not. So you got to be careful not to bang it around. On the other side, grab my skinny little spacer that came with the axle kit, axle spacer kit. Notice I'm being very careful not to bang this wheel around. So I'm going to, from the other side, slide the axle out just a hair so that I can put that spacer in. And then I'm going to slowly push it through. So now our wheel is attached, but if you notice, our brakes aren't yet. As you can see, we have a problem. We've got more space on this side than on this side. Very, very common. That's the whole reason for this video. And the other thing, if you notice, the spacer is not enough. And if I moved it all the way over, the disc brake is hitting the fork leg. Not good. So here's the goal. We need to center this. You can take one of these calipers to get it exactly spaced. Luckily for me, I already did all this off camera, but you want to get it completely spaced. So it's even right down the middle. Keep it even right down the middle. If you notice right here on this side, we've got a spacer with a gap right there. And we go to the other side, we've got a spacer with a gap as well. Now you want to go to a hardware store and get some M12 washers. You notice I got a few different ones. This one, see, that's got a thick, it's kind of a thick washer. And then I found some other ones at the hardware store that's a lot thinner. Here's the difference. See the difference? Kind of like half a spacer and then another spacer known as washers. So the goal with the washers, you notice there's a little gap there. We got to fill that gap up with washers because we already know the wheel's centered. And I've done this already before the video. So we know that 2 washers will fit in there. 2 thick washers. I'm going to go ahead and do that. I'm actually going to put these washers on the inside against the bearing since there's not a seal there. As you can see, I've got the 2 washers and then the spacer. So as you can see, the wheel is completely centered within the forks. Measured it to verify that. We've got our washers and spacer completely butted up to the left side. So we know that it's completely centered. The only thing left now is to properly space this side. So if you notice the gap right there, you'll have to fit washers in there to verify what size you actually need, but I know because I've already done this, I need 3 washers in there to fill up that gap. So I'm going to pull this off of here real lightly. Doesn't need to come all the way off. I'll take these 3 washers, one here, one there, one more. Sometimes this is difficult to get in there, but if you're patient enough, you'll have good success. There's a visual of the 3 washers along with the spacer. You notice that I have the washers on the outside this time. That's because there's a seal in the way. Now that we've got these spacers perfect, the wheels centered perfect, we can either keep it like that with those washers, no problem, or we can make new spacers that are the correct size based on pulling the spacer out and stacking the washers and measuring the exact size that you will need. Now that we've got our wheels centered in between the forks, and we know that we have enough room that the rotor is not touching the fork leg, you also want to crank your axle down to verify that that's not the case before you move on to the next step. Keep in mind we've got our brake rotor loose because when we install our caliper on there, that extra room with it being loose allows the caliper to slide right in without getting jammed up inside the wheel. So this is one of those deals where you got to be super careful not to scratch anything. So be sure that you cover everything up if you need to. So let me install that caliper. We're going to do everything loose at first. We're not going to do any Loctite on any of this stuff right away because we just need to make sure that everything fits perfect and all that first. But then we'll want to remove everything and add Loctite and things like that. So our rotor is super loose, so loose that the bolts are hitting the fork leg. Now we're going to put our brake caliper over the rotor. You could open up these brake pads slightly with your fingers. In worst case scenario, you can do it with like a putty knife. So I'm just going to real carefully, and I'm noticing that my caliper is hitting the wheel, so I'm going to just put a rag right behind it so we don't damage it. And there we go. I'll slide this up in place. I'm just going to get these hand started so they can hang there. Now's the time to tighten up your rotor bolts. I'm just going to do these snug. Now, I'm not tightening them way down or anything like that. Just enough so that they're out of the way and you know the rotor's tight. There we go. That's looking really, really good. So now we're going to tighten our caliper down onto our brake hanger. Notice our hanger is still loose, but we want our caliper to be nice and snug. Okay. So we turn this sucker over. Before we go any further, I'm going to make sure I get this axle tightened down. We want to make sure that this wheel turns over really nice. It's not hitting anything. You remember we had our brake spacers that came in the kit. Right now these aren't installed at all. Generally these are going to go between the hanger, the brake hanger, and the fork leg. But we're going to try not to use these. So I'm going to start cranking this down. Crank it down. I'm actually going to tighten these. Meanwhile, I'm moving the wheel as I do this. We're actually in luck. This is great because everything is tightened down. We got the hanger tightened down, the caliper tightened down, everything's tight, and there's no brakes hanging up, which is great. If we had them hanging up, then we would need to start spacing between the hanger and the caliper, which a lot of times this brake spacer, you'll need them. In this case, we don't. You could also use washers, just like we did with the axle spacers. So really what we want is see the line where the two pieces of the caliper get bolted together. That line you want right down the center of the brake rotor. So, I mean, I've got it kind of an angle so you can't tell, but by eyeballing it, let's see if I can get back there, it's really, really close. That's what we want. Everything is perfect. It's lined up perfect. Imagine that. Otherwise, we would need to put some washers or even the spacer that's supplied between there. The spacer is going to be way too much in this scenario. But all of this depends on what hub you're running and things like that. So washers between the hanger and the fork leg in order to space it correctly. So look at that. It spins perfectly. It's centered. If we don't want washers and spacers to be mixed, we can have a custom spacer made. Of course, you can make it too. But that would be the way to get around those washers and spacer combo. In a nutshell, we are good to go. So I hope this little tutorial video helped you along. If you liked it, hit the thumbs up. If you didn't, hit the thumbs down button 2 times. And don't forget to hit subscribe and the little blue bell that's right on the side so you can get notified of new videos that come out. I appreciate you guys watching, and we'll see you in the next video.